I used to
Yeah.
have my old dog before he passed was called Gomez Adams, and then we had another one called Pugsley.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so there's a theme there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can have a Wednesday next.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have my old dog before he passed was called Gomez Adams, and then we had another one called Pugsley.
Oh, that's
Oops,
great.
we're
Yes. So there's a,
getting a
how did we get that?
That was I finally got the YouTube to kick in. But
Oh,
so now I've
there's
muted
a
that.
5 second delay.
Yeah. So we'll see if that works, but it has begun now.
There is
Um,
time.
and now I'm gonna press record on our end and I'm gonna start letting people in. So here we go, record to the cloud. Okay. Okay. Hello.
Teresa.
hello,
Charlene. Oh.
welcome.
Hey, Nance. Hey,
Hi,
John. Hey, John.
Charlene.
Welcome all. Thanks for joining us
I
today.
said, Jamie has a Christmas sweater on too.
It's kind of pretty.
As does Sheila.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
great.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi,
Yeah,
John.
I have one on too.
Oh, I don't, oh, I see that. Okay, very nice.
Right, well, as everyone's getting settled, I'm just dropping in the chat. Feel free to, let us know where you're zooming in from, introduce yourself. I'm Cleo, I'm in Los Angeles, and I'll be moderating today.
I'm Catherine. I'm in Mallorca, and I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to be with everyone. Our last Sunday TLC of 2025.
Golly. We're Jenny and Chris Dunn from Pennsylvania. We have 6 inches of snow on the ground, highly unusual for us. It's beautiful.
Well, Nancy and John calling from Gloucester, Massachusetts, where we have a little bit of snow. Just just a little
Glimmer.
glimmer, just a little bit.
We'll come north, John Drennan, New Hampshire. We got about a foot and a
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Show off.
half.
Sheila Magalhaes here from East Long Meadow, Mass. And we got a few inches. It's gorgeous.
Who has no snow right now besides me? David?
No snow.
No snow. Not very wintry.
Now we're going to inch up into the 70s for the next week, just barely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, who's the coldest in the group?
Gotta be Gloucester.
Gloucester.
It's windy. Who's the windiest in the group?
We're running out of electricity. I'm gonna go get a plug.
Okay. Well, Teresa, you're in the Berkshires. How cold is it there?
It's probably about 25 today, but it's not too bad. It's not windy. But I'd say we have about 10 inches.
Man.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Teresa.
Hello, Sheila.
And shout out to my friend Charlene, too, for zooming in. Hi, Charlene. Wow.
Charlene.
Thanks for coming.
Hi, Lance.
Hi, how are we doing, guys?
Hi.
Where are you?
I'm in the Dominican Republic. My baby's
Oh,
in the
nice.
background crying, by the way. I apologize.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Yes.
So no snow there.
No, about some good 85-degree weather.
Oh my God.
You get the
Just want to
record
rub it
there.
in a little bit.
Right, we have river in Colorado, no snow there. Okay, yeah, everyone's all over the world. It's pretty cool. All right, well, I guess as we're getting settled in, let me see, I will pin us up here so Catherine can kick us off.
Well, We're so excited to be here for our third session exploring the theme of fullness. And we have the joy of having Jamie Champion with us as our special guest. And today's program begins with Sheila Magalhaes bringing us together with a meditation.
All right, let me pass the torch to you, Sheila. All right.
Hey, hi everybody. Whew. So, welcome. It's December. We're here. This is absolutely amazing. Gathered once again. I'm honored to be a part of this gathering and to see you all, friends, new friends, old friends. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat so you can fuss around a little bit so you feel your chair, sit bones, settle into your seat, your feet, perhaps down on the ground. I like to say uncross your ankles and let your hands rest somewhere on your lap or your knees. And if it feels comfortable for you, let your eyes close softly. We begin to settle in, taking this time to arrive. And not just physically, but fully. All the parts of who you are. The body, the mind, the heart. Your energy self. Your intellect. How you're feeling in this moment without having to fix it or change it. A check-in. A quiet time. Appreciate everything you did in order to carve out this time. To settle into your space. To set aside the demands of the day. If it's comfortable for you, shift your breathing so that it's in and out through the nose, where you can relax the jaw and put a little soft smile, just gently, on the face. Releasing tension behind your eyes, across your brow, and a felt sense of the shoulders falling away from your ears, any heaviness falling away. I'd like to have you take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. And just imagine the energy from the heart extending out to these loving hands. And the heart energy of compassion and acceptance. And the important yogic practice of loving kindness. And send a little warmth towards yourself. For all of who you are, for all that you do. And take this time to move out of the brain and to these two places, dropping to these places of wisdom, intuition, insight. Each breath gives you the chance to draw in the present moment, to release anything that's ahead, expectations, letting go of the past, trusting in this moment, all is well. And let this practice and this afternoon be a time of connection. You are not alone in your space. Even here in the quiet of your own room, you're surrounded by others, breathing together. Feel the quiet support of this shared experience with one another, connected through breath, intention, and aware presence. From the place of the heart, visualize something that we call prana dharana, concentration of energy that you can extend out to your loved ones, that you can extend out to anyone who you would like to make this connection. And from the fullness of who you are, you will not be depleted. Share generously. Let's take a collective deep breath in and a collective exhalation of letting go. And let your hands just slide to your lap, and we'll stay together quietly for just a few more minutes. With a sense of that energy rippling outward, gently, easily, quietly, and with care. Appreciating this time of resting in the present moment. This is connection. This is community. Here and now, and it is enough. One more deep, full breath in. And one nice, long, noisy exhale out. And fold your hands together at the heart. And as your eyes come open, I hope you have a gallery view and you can look around and see one another with those eyes of compassion and appreciation, and ready to begin. Thank you so much. We'll check in later. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Sheila.
My
That
pleasure.
was beautiful.
That was a fantastic way to get started. Thank you again. And to everyone, this is meant to be an open conversation that we're having today. So feel free to either write into the chat or raise your hand. We would love to hear your insights and your wisdom throughout. These monthly Sunday TLC gatherings are intended as a space where we can build our Living Whole online community.
We are all thrilled to be here with Jamie Champion. Only 10 days after his book, The Vibrancy Signature, was published. Jamie is someone that has been near and dear to our hearts for many years. I personally have been wishing that he would write a book for a really long time. So this is a time of celebration, and it's thrilling to be able to share it with all of us. Jamie, tell us about your book.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Yeah, it's you aren't the only one. I've had people wanting this for over 30 years. So I'm finally my commitment this year was to finally let this baby be born. One of the fun things, my publisher, she calls herself, she did do midwifery and wrote books on midwifery for a while. So she guided the process very beautifully and gently over the year and a half that I wrote the book. And the biggest people asked me what the biggest challenge of writing this book was, and it was trying to simplify the scope of the vibrancy path work that I've developed for almost 40 years. And this book is intended to be the first doorway that you walk through to understand the beauty of who you are. So it's called The Vibrancy Signature. Catherine, of course, did the foreword for the book, so she lended her beautiful, beautiful words and support. And this is really is an opening for you to be able to step into the fullness, since that's the theme, of who you are as a soul that came into this body. You know, every one of us has this unique blueprint. If you think of a beautiful stained glass window with all the beautiful shades of light that are streaming through, that's essentially who you are as a radiant being of light. You know, one of my first mentors developed an understanding of what he called the wireless anatomy of the human body. And several years after learning about the energetics, the atomic nature of our physical body, I discovered that each of these energetic patterns that make up the hologram of who we are vibrating to specific frequencies of light. And every human being has access to this language of light within them. So these are 38 of these beautiful, colorful frequencies in the physical body. And here's another 14 that resonate to the back of the head and the lower back. And altogether, this is kind of like, think of it like it's like the alphabet of who human beings are. This alphabet of light, this alphabet of consciousness, this alphabet of all of the powers and strengths that you can think about our humanity. Sheila was invoking compassion. That happens to be one of David's vibrancy powers, and Catherine and David have this power of compassion that radiates through their vibrancy signature. So everything they do in the world is wake up people to access how to be more compassionate with ourselves and with each other. And so the beautiful thing about the vibrancy signature is we have our own unique signature. Right on the cover of the book is a fingerprint, a little golden fingerprint, and it's meant to sort of illustrate this sense of there are no two fingerprints alike, and there are no two vibrancy signatures alike, which is why the majesty of this work is that you get to step into full appreciation for who you are in your own unique light. And ultimately, what I've found in over 45 years of my particular health practice, we call vibrancy healing, is that every single health challenge that I've ever discovered, whether it's my first job of directing a cancer center, to a bunion, to major depression, to people who are suffering with all manner of physical, emotional, and psychological stress, every single health challenge directly relates, I found, to a person either being in alignment or out of alignment with who they're meant to be, their vibrancy signature. So the beauty of knowing your vibrancy signature not only is a language for you understanding yourself, but it is the way in which you start to align yourself with why you're on the planet, your purpose, your authentic self, your sense of what it means to be you and find the perfect job, be in relationships that support who you are. Find a way to regenerate yourself every single day by sharing your beautiful gifts with the world. And what I find is that when people aren't sharing their gifts, they're literally degenerating, they're falling apart, they're disintegrating and not keeping themselves glued together as a radiant light, radiant soul, sharing your beautiful story with the world. So that's what the Vibrancy Signature book is all about. It's giving you access into this world, giving you an understanding of how this signature comes to be, how in the first year of life you step into this blueprint every 3 months. I have some parents that will bring their children in to see me every 3 months to say, what's the next beautiful, colorful power of my child? And so, at 1 year old, you get to celebrate your physical arrival as this unique human being. Chaya, my wife, and I one time did the math, and we found there were over 5 quintillion combinations of vibrancy signatures that could be created. And so you can sort of see why we all are different. We're all unique. We're all special. And so this is the joy of when I do this work for couples, when I do this work for families, when I do this work for a business gathering of individuals that are trying to work cooperatively together. Having this tool at your disposal gives you instant access to go, oh, I get it. I get that's the leadership you bring. That's the enthusiasm you bring. That's the inspiration you bring. That's the fun you bring. So there are many people on this call that I know their vibrancy signatures, so we could, and that's the beauty of the vibrancy community, is essentially a community that's celebrating our uniqueness and encouraging each other to step into that powerful sense of our own radiance. So, Catherine, anything else you'd like to know? I can just chat forever.
Well, you mentioned about the alphabet, and in a
Yeah.
prior conversation, you said something to me that I just love so much. You said, Catherine, when a little kid is learning how to write, what's the first thing that the little kid learns how to write? A name. What's your special letter of your name? K, Catherine. And you learn the letters of your name.
Yes.
And then later, you learn all 26 letters of the alphabet. And you created a visual for me of, now I know my name, my special letters. And now I know all the letters that would help me know the entire language of, in this case, English,
Exactly.
which helps you kind of move from micro, me, to macro, the world.
The community,
you
exactly.
Could you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, that's beautiful. So in the book, the focus of the book is you learning about your 5 primary vibrancy signature powers that, as I said, get established in the first year of life, which is like literally your unique name. It's the signature of your physical arrival. These are the gifts I've come into this world to share. And, as we're growing and developing, we realize not everybody thinks like us. Not everybody sees the world like us. Not everybody has the same needs as us. And so the way we create friendships, the way we create a connection is by, like, 2 instruments coming together. It's like I'm playing the piccolo, you're playing, the bass, you're playing a guitar, you're playing. So every one of us is playing different instruments of these powers. And when you have this language in front of you, what oftentimes happens is that we will think people should look at the world like we look at the world. And the moment you step into this bigger picture, you say, "Oh, I get it. You see the world through this lens." And those are skills and those are talents that I don't have. Like my wife China and I don't have any colors in common, but what we have is an appreciation for each other's gifts. And that's what makes a great relationship. That's what allows two distinct singers or instrumentalists to harmonize together, is by understanding, oh, that's what you bring to the table. That's the gift you share with the world in your career. That's the kind of thing that emotionally gets you engaged in life. That's what helps your nervous system relax. So every one of these 52 colors is the human spectrum that as we grow and develop and mature, hopefully, even though we don't have that power in our vibrancy signature, like I don't have David and Catherine's power of compassion, which is this color white radiating. But as a human being, I've actually been living with Chaya, who also has the power of compassion and white. And I've been learning how to be more emotionally empathic, be more emotionally available, share what I'm feeling. You know, in the first few years of marriage, it was sort of like Chaya was expressing all these emotions that turned out to be something I didn't want to own that I was feeling. And it was we call it a little crazy making because this color white is empathic and compassionate. So she was expressing all the feelings I wasn't expressing. And finally, when I went, oh, honey, just a minute here, you're expressing all the feelings I'm not expressing. Here's now, let me share with you what I'm feeling. And the moment I did that, Chai went, ah, she relaxed because she no longer had to resonate with all my unexpressed feelings and emotions. And so in life, we come across people that are our medicine for fun, our medicine for enthusiasm, our medicine for the muse of inspiration, our medicine for leadership. And we might not have those powers in our vibrancy signature, but as a human being, we are trying at times to strengthen those parts of our humanity. So all 52 colors are the language of being human, and we start off by learning as a little kid, here's who I am. Here are my gifts. And so this book is designed to be a road into this conversation of the vibrancy path community, and the vibrancy signature is where it all begins with the first year of life. And so that's how this language of humanity gets expressed when you first write your name in that first year of life, your vibrancy signature.
So I'm seeing a couple of people who've raised hands. I think Nancy and John raised a hand, and I see Brandy's raised a hand. Should we take a couple minutes and ask a couple questions, Jamie, before
Sure,
we move?
absolutely, always, absolutely.
Who
Yeah.
there
Did you have a
ask
question?
questions? Or
I don't know. I don't know.
Nancy and John, did you raise a hand, or was it just something that happened?
I think it was just something that happened.
Oh, okay. All right. Brandy, did you mean to raise a hand?
I did. I'm just wondering if well, I'm sure you've encountered it, but I'm wondering if it's included in your work in general or specifically in the book around the environment. So the nurture side and
The
trauma.
nurture versus nature, right? So that's
And specifically trauma work. I'm wondering if you've gone into that or if you just focus on the light work.
no, as a 95% of my work is the healing of your vibrancy signature.
Okay, cool.
So you'll have your nature, and not all of us had an environment that nurtured our nature.
Right.
Okay. So colors are hereditary. So oftentimes when I do a family, we'll see that I've done up to 5 generations of some families where we get to see, you've got that grandmother's color here in your vibrancy signature. And so colors can skip generations. You can find them eventually throughout the family. But at any rate, what happens with ancestral stress is if a person hasn't been owning their beautiful light and they've been showing up in the shadow or the trauma side of their nature, then they oftentimes will then bring their children up inside that distortion. And that's where, you can sort of say, good news, you have these beautiful powers in common with your family members. Bad news, they're not real healthy in them. So you inherited kind of warped sense of what it is. As an example, a simple example would be 3 generations of women that we had with the power of fun, which is the color yellow. John has the color, John Drennan has the color yellow as his vibrancy signature, so does Lisa. At any rate, these three women, grandmother grew up in the Depression, and it was not a real fun time. She's passed on her warped sense of everything is work and be critical of you're not doing a good enough job. That's the shadow of fun-loving yellow nature. And so when grandma was not enjoying life, she passed on that work and don't play attitude and be critical of the process of life and make sure everything's being done perfectly. And if it's not done perfectly, work harder to make it perfect. All of that was the stressful lack of joy, lack of fun, lack of play. So when granddaughter got her color vibrancy signature done, she had a lot of work to do, not only to heal herself of that stressful shadow of yellow, but in the process, it just takes one to start resonating with balance, to start impacting mom and start impacting grandma, because that trauma pattern started getting healed by the granddaughter that found out her beautiful vibrancy signature. So it's literally like tuning yourself back into, can you imagine if you were having a really bad day? It was a lot of stress, a lot of tension, and you jumped into a swimming pool of laughing children. Pretty soon you'd start resonating with all the joy that was in that pool. And that's what it's like when you start to be seen and appreciated for your beautiful colors. You come back into balance relatively quickly and at least have a new anchor for what that looks like in your life.
What a beautiful answer. Thank you so much for filling that out. That was fun.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Well, yeah, go ahead, John.
No question, Jamie, but comments, because I met you in the early 90s. And for those just learning about your work, my wife and I met you and you did each of our vibrancy signatures. And we drove home and talked about how you knew us better than we knew ourselves and one another. And then later we had our three children have their vibrancy signatures. And as you and Catherine were talking about this alphabet, so we got to know our names, but then with the alphabet, we got to know the names of our children and each other in a new way to really, and so how did that help us? Well, it helped us nutritionally because as people go deeper in your work, it can influence what foods work best based on your vibrancy signature. So as parents, it helped us with that and with their behaviors and with my wife and I with each other understanding ourselves. So from sort of the group dynamics, we've really experienced a lot of power. But on the personal dynamics, I just wrote a couple things down. Over the years, you've helped me with back pain, COVID protection, a tremor, blood pressure, headaches. I could go on and on and on and on because I've been working with you for 30 years. So I think what you do is absolutely phenomenal and paradigm shifting.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Cleo, this is probably a good time to just show them the link to how they can get the book. So you just go to vibrancypath.com, vibrancypath.com/book. And
I'm
there
going to
are
be putting that in the chat right now, just so everyone knows.
Oh, and she's got it in the chat. All right, perfect. So we've got the very last chats, vibrancypath.com/book there is in the chat at 2:03. And then when you go it's real simple. These are the books that are available on our website. They'll be shipped anywhere in the world. And Cleo's finding that little link.
Sorry, what you
Oh,
want?
you're just going to show them the book link just for fun.
Oh, just pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll screen share. All right, so this is
it's
for later. This one
There we
here.
go. There we go. Cool. So this is our website. There's the front of the book. And as I said, Catherine did the forward in the book. There's a whole table in the back of the book that goes over each of the 52 powers, and it shows what its light side is, what its shadow side is. a little bit more about each of the colors. So even though you might not have your vibrancy signature right away, when I do this exercise for children, little kids, I'll say, pick out your favorite colors and what attracts you to them. And oftentimes little kids will zero right in on their colors. So you can try that little exercise for yourself. And in the back of the book, there's a QR code and a web link that basically gives you a free month of community support from our membership program. And so I hope you'll take advantage of that. Everybody that gets a book gets a free month in the Vibrancy Path community. So there you have it. That's been the work of the last 40 years simplified. One of the things my publisher said to me, Jamie, the good news is you've written close to 5 books here, but we're going to pare it down to the book number 1. So I look forward to sharing more books with you, but we're starting with where it all begins, the first year of life. And so that was when people said, what was the hardest thing about writing the book was editing it down to just the first book 1. All right, so I thought what we would do with some of the remaining time is give you a chance to experience the fullness within your own vibrancy signature. So as I said, one of the beautiful things about the Vibrancy Path system is even if you don't have your vibrancy signature, or during COVID times, I wasn't traveling as much because typically when I first meet a person, I'll have to do the evaluation process in person. But when I was not able to do that at COVID times, we set up ways in which you could help yourself get stronger just in your own humanity, just in your own health and well-being. So what I'd like to do is give you access to another little handout that Cleo's going to put together. This is a little booklet you can print out for yourself. She's going to give you the link. And it's a booklet of self-healing information that you can work on for yourself. This is a handbook for authentically living your gifts and talents. So it's all about you stepping into your own appreciation of who you are as a human being. And to do that, one of the things that we're going to look at is 3 distinct powers that live inside your humanity. They're not necessarily your vibrancy signature colors, but they are aspects of you being human. And so Cleo's going to go ahead and share the first page with you. So let's go ahead. So this is the little toolkit that you can download for yourself and print now or later. It's totally up to you, but I'll be showing you how to use it today. So let's go to page number 2. So page number 2 is what happens, like that example I was giving with yellow, the power of fun. Either you're in alignment with the power of fun. What's interesting is every color resonates to a specific area of the human body. So yellow is resonating right here to the center top of the head. And you could sort of say that in life, you're either centered on the joy of and the fullness of and the fun of being alive, or you're kind of spun out, overworked, overstressed. You're like in the hurricane of life and life's running you, you're not running your own life. That would be an example of not being in alignment with this yellow power of fun. So in being out of alignment shows up with every power in unique ways. You can feel stuck. You can feel like you're banging your head against the wall. Everything feels like it's a struggle and it's stressful. Just forgetting how to access that, in the case of yellow, that childlike, playful part of your nature. So when you are in alignment, of course, you're going to feel that joy or that fun or that flow. You're going to feel like everything's moving easy. There's effortlessness, effortless effort. And in general, anytime your system gets constricted, so you constrict any of these powers, there's going to be pain, there's going to be stress, there's going to be internal tension. And so what we're trying to do is create that expansion inside your cells, inside your being, so that you're radiating that joy and that power to the world and aren't resisting and shutting down and diminishing yourself in any way. So let's move on to power, page number 3. So what we're going to look, actually stay on that page 2 for a second. So one of the things that we're going to be doing in this exercise today is we're going to go through some affirmations that pertain to these beautiful powers within you. And the wonderful thing that when I was a kid, I always envisioned myself being a singing doctor. That's what I wanted to do when I grew up. I imagined myself bebopping up and down the halls of a hospital, basically cheering up my patients with song. And it turns out that's kind of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Not in a hospital, but over Zoom. So I'm singing affirmations to my clients. They're singing them back. We're speaking affirmations. And these beautiful affirmations, one of our people on the call, Lisa, John's daughter, Lisa, has done gorgeous mantra songs for many of the vibrancy powers. And they're just beautiful to listen to her sweet voice singing these affirmations that we give our clients. So we use these affirmations as a way to center yourself, your left brain, your right brain, and give you a roadmap to follow this particular power. We'll be holding some energy points on the body. And if you get a chance in the next few minutes as I'm setting this up, if you've got a spoon handy or a back scratcher or a ruler, pencil, we're going to be going to a few spots on the back that you can reach a little more easily with that little assistance. So if you can go ahead and get yourself a little hand extender. If you're really a good yoga student and flexible, you can do this. But we use these affirmations. Every one of these powers has a specific resonant sound. So I'm going to give you a example. If you put your fingertips on your breastbone and you make the sound like you're clearing your throat, put your hands on the breastbone and do that sound. That sound that you're making, that clearing sound, is resonating right there to your breastbone, which is why anytime you get a cold or a flu and your chest is all congested, every human being, it doesn't matter what language you speak, you will speak the language of trying to open up that thymus chest from the congestion that's going on. So there are 52 different vocal resonant sounds tying into each of these beautiful powers. And this whole process is all about repatterning your cells from stress and tension to lightness and openness. And we've developed a line of essences that we'll show you at the end, which are also part of that swimming pool example I gave you, which is essentially when you put the essence under the tongue or topically on the body, your whole body's cells start vibrating to that frequency of light and that frequency of consciousness within you. So let's go ahead and go to that next page, please. Just scan down. So we're going to talk about the power of creativity to start with, the power of authenticity. So these are going to be 3 of the 52 powers that live in your human wiring. So this particular power I have as my #1 communication color. And when I was deciding to write this book, and when I was deciding to explain this system to people, the first thing I would always say is that, you are like a beautiful painting, a beautiful art piece that's one of a kind. There's never been another art piece like you. There's never been another person that has the same beautiful gifts as you. And so when you're exercising this talent today, what you're doing is you're saying, I want to step into my creative gifts, my creative power, my beauty. Purple is the power of beauty and sensuality, and gold is the power of radiant abundance and of respect and honoring. So what we're doing is we're honoring your beauty as we tap into this purple gold power of creativity within you. I want to, as I said earlier, there isn't any health challenge I've seen that came about if a person was honoring the beauty of who they are. It's like dis-ease is not possible. When you're honoring the beauty of who you are, the cells flow, the nervous system flows, the organs regenerate, the glands regenerate, everything starts to be more harmonious in the body. So our second power that we're going to tap into is the power of authenticity. And this is really you starting to say, you know, what would it be like for me to authentically be me? What would it be like for me to express my uniqueness, my follow my heart, do what I love? And you know, so many people these days, I've heard one of the things I heard recently was uh, a uh, a work schedule of people in Silicon Valley, and they were working 7 hours a day, 12 hours a day. I guarantee 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And I guarantee if you're and so many young people these days, when I say, how are you getting enough sleep? You getting enough good nutrition? You know, are you overworking? Are you just working enough? At any rate, there is so much stress in our culture right now because people aren't tuning into what their heart needs are. I have a need for fresh air. I have a need for a vacation. I have need for just doing what I love and following my heart. So that's what lavender teaches us is what would it be like if I could just listen to my heart, schedule my life around what would I would love to do, what would be my ideal meal, my ideal vacation, my ideal work situation. So all of us that are living in a culture that sets up artificial constructs needs more permission to be our authentic self. And that's one of the beautiful things when you learn your vibrancy signature is you never have to change. You never have to try to impress. You never have to do anything other than just celebrate your own unique, authentic beauty. So that's the second thing we're strengthening. And then we're gonna, if you scan down these, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 choices here, I've just picked one as an example. I'm gonna pick confidence. And confidence is, you know, if you pat yourself on the back up here, that's where the color magenta, which is the power of confidence, pat yourself on the back and say, I can do this. I believe in myself. I'm a good person. I'm confident and I believe in myself. That's the theme of magenta confidence. And so once again, if you say you can't do something, you don't like who you are and you feel it with aging, if your confidence starts to wane, so too does your posture, and you start essentially collapsing into the pressures and the stresses of life. So magenta literally helps you deal with create internal expansion from all the pressures of being in a world that doesn't always understand and support your needs. So we're going to strengthen our creativity, our authenticity, and our confidence today. The simple little exercise that we're going to move forward towards. So let's go ahead and scan down. Now later, just stop right here. Each of these other 5, because you've got this packet, if later on you want to work on strengthening inspiration or your energy level or your imagination, keep going, or your fun quotient we talked about, you can do this as well later on. So you can follow these exercises and substitute the affirmations that you see here. All right, please scan on down. So here's what we're going to do right now. In that third line where it's after I'm authentic and free to be me, we're going to write in, I'm confident and believe in myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 exercises. The way that I work with my clients is that this is a very simple example that you can do for yourself. What I do in vibrancy healing is do this in sort of a custom way directly towards your concerns, your stresses, the challenges that you're having. So we're going to put your right hand on the purple gold spot. Let me show you can you see this? Am I big enough to see this? Let's go ahead and cut back to me. I'm going to show where the spots are. Yeah. So purple gold is this spot right there. It's the center back of the head from the crown to the occipital ridge. The center is right here. And you're going to go to the left of center to purple gold. That's the first spot we're going to go to. And then after purple gold, When I say hold the purple gold spot, that's the left of center. We're also going to hold I'm going to show you this to you. Lavender, which is the reason you pour the spoon, lavender is between the breasts straight through to the back. So you can imagine taking your back scratcher between the breasts straight through to the back. That's where that lavender spot is, the rear heart. And then magenta is slightly above that. Magenta is
left.
right there where you pat yourself on the back that we were on earlier. So we're going to be holding those 3 spots in this little exercise. So let's go ahead and take us back to that screen.
One second, sorry.
No problem.
And the proper. Here we go. Where did it go? Okay, one sec. Let me go back and reopen it. I have too many documents.
It's all right.
Okay, all good. Okay, coming back in.
Okay, so our right hand is going to that purple gold spot to the left of the
Right
center
hand.
back of the head.
Okay, you got that.
And then the left hand is going to that, with your spoon, to that rear heart spot. So we're connecting, my creativity
to
is
this.
connecting with my
What's
heart's
your-
desire. I want to creatively.
that left hand? Put that.
Yep. So
Yeah.
if
I'll
Nancy,
put
if you
that
can
in
put
your left hand.
your mute on, or we can mute Nancy. So
Sorry.
great. So right hand purple gold, your creativity connected to lavender, your heart's desire, authenticity. And we're going to sing the 3 affirmations. If you can take that screen back. So everybody can see the affirmations.
Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. Okay, and now back to screen share. Here we go.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing these affirmations 7 times. You'll hear me singing because you're muted. You'll be singing on along with me. And we're going to do these 7 times. The last affirmation after these 2 is I'm confident and believe in myself. So here we go. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I am authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. We're going to do that 7 times. Here we go. Number 2. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. Hang on. Who's wait a let's unmute. Please mute yourself if you're not muted. Great. Thank you, Nancy. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. One more. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. 2 more. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. Last one. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. Now I want you to do the sound like Nancy. We're going to go and then let your hands down and shake it out and do that same sound. So let me tell you a little bit about this sound. There are 5 what we call clearing sounds. What basically means is all stress has 5 themes to it. And the sound, the clearing sound, is the theme of I can either whine about my life and how much I've designed a life that I hate, or I can use my power of imagination, which is what that sound represents, and start creating a life where I share my talents, I share my authentic self with the world, and I do it in a confident, strong, powerful way. So this is where the n sound is we sing these affirmations. There might be parts of you kind of going, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. That's just the shadow stress kind of coming, kind of milking that little angst out. And the more you can do this and literally believe in what you're singing and saying, the stronger that energy starts to be in those areas of your body. Of course, I'm following my gifts and talents. Of course, I'm doing what I love. And of course, I'm confident and believe in myself. All right, beautiful. Give yourself a little hand. All right, that was wrong. That was step one. Here we go. Step two. Please put your right hand on the magenta spot. That's that upper back. Just yourself on the back. You can take a spoon or a pencil back there. And then the left hand is also going to that same purple gold spot. So we are connecting confidence. My confidence is connecting to following my heart. Magenta confidence, lavender authenticity, following my heart. And we're going to do 3 sounds. We're going to do the sound go, 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 go is your creativity. It's interesting that we do that in sports chant and go, go, go. It's like, please, pass for the touchdown or whatever the go, go, go is. Ho, this is ho, ho, ho time. Santa must have some lavender energy. This is the time to be authentically yourself and have that ho, ho, ho. And magenta sound is ta, T-U-H. So life is not meant to be too tough on us. Let's ta. So here we go. Right hand, left hand, and we're going to go, ho, ta. 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 One more. Go, ho, ta. Now the end sound. And then shake it out, please. Mm. And when we're shaking out, the reason we're doing this, think of the shaking out as like we've loosened up a little angst, anytime you're beating yourself up on any level creatively, or I'm not doing what I love, or I'm not following my heart, or I don't believe in what I'm doing, or I can't do this. The stress of all that's coming out right now, and all tension leaves through the fingertips, leaves out the crown of the head, and leaves out your toes. So you can literally shake your feet out, you shake your fingertips out, you can shake well, you see when those of us who have a dog at home, we see that that's all of that energy is just moving out the crown. And you see any good performer, an athlete, a musician, an artist, somebody going on stage, shaking out all the tension before they go back on stage. All right, we've got one more step, and then I'd like to hear from you what you're noticing in this process. So step 3, right hand's going to the rear heart, lavender, following my heart, authentic self. Left hand again on purple gold. Left of center, on my authentic, I am following my heart and expressing my talents to the world. So we're going to speak the same affirmations. So let's go back up to the top where those affirmations are written. Number 1. Perfect. And here we go. We're going to speak these 7 times. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I am authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I'm confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I am authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I'm authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. 2 more. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I am authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. Last one. My gifts and talents flow through me easily. I am authentic and free to be me. I am confident and believe in myself. Let's do the end sound again. And then shake it out, please. Ooh. All right, let's go ahead and unmute people. We've got a little bit more information I want to share with you about this, but I want to get anybody's comments, reaction, questions about what we just did and anything that you're noticing in your body from that little simple process. So you can unmute yourself or you can raise your hand in the chat if you'd like to ask a question or share anything that you noticed in your body as we did that. Anybody? Dun, 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 dun.
It's really good to have that to practice.
Yeah. So with the exercises that I'm giving you, you can try that with, with fun, with inspiration, with whatever any of the other powers that you're wanting to go to those areas of the body and start to free up that area. Yeah, that's awesome.
It, when you do that, it just kind of like it frees up a little space in the head. Kind of helps you like let go of that attachment, whatever it is.
Nice. Thanks, Nance. Anybody else? Great. Thank you. Cool. All right, let's go ahead. Let me just share a couple more things on the page. Cleo, thank you for doing this. You're awesome.
Of course. Here we go.
So I just want to share with you one of the things that you might find as we'll just kind of keep scanning down this list of what's in your packet when you print it out. As I said, a lot of times when people are noticing these powers, don't always, when you speak them, we're repatterning our left brain. When you sing them, you're repatterning, just like songs do, all the images we have in our mind in our right brain. So that's why we sing and speak these affirmations, because they're helping you clear the unwanted thoughts of the opposite negative patterns in your head and the stressful images that are not necessarily supporting your self-esteem, the beauty of who you are, the ability for you to follow your heart and feel confident in what you're up to. So you can start to look at a few more exercises here, examples of things you can do. As I said, each of the 52 colors in the system are what are called in the membership portal. One of the things we do in our community is we are supporting people's vibrancy signatures, but we're also supporting you getting stronger in these powers. Like, for instance, other than the purple gold, I don't have lavender in my authenticity and my wiring, but I strive to be more authentic. And I don't have magenta confidence in my vibrancy signature, but I strive to be more confident, setting goals for myself and stepping into my own ability to believe in myself in life. So that's why you getting conscious of your own vibrancy signature is step one, and you starting to strengthen these aspects of your humanity is step two. So let's go ahead and keep going down the list here. So one of the things that these exercises are doing, they're kind of blending. If you want to just come up with one affirmation, you can actually start to custom put these together for yourself with the three affirmations combined in one sentence. That's what these examples are. All right, keep on going down. And these are the vibrancy essences, which David and Catherine have been using for years now. Basically, these are formulations of flowers, gems, and light water that resonate you to these powers in your body. So they literally are a specific flower that we grow here in our gardens in Virginia, a specific specimen gem that provides direction for energy and light to flow, and a machine that develops specific frequencies of light from infrared to ultraviolet, which acts like a magnifying glass on that emotional support of the flower and that directional support of the gem. So these are unique formulas. There's none like them in the world. These are what many of my doctor colleagues call the future of medicine in terms of resonating you to balance is the way you can harmonize any discordant stress in your life. All right, let's move on down from the essences. This chart is a black and white version is in the back of this packet. So you can actually see where these colors resonate in the body. If you want the color chart, you can get this from our store that's on our site. The store and the essences, we've revamped our whole website that you can go get the book at. The store aspect of for essences will be up in the first part of the year. We revamped the whole website over this last year, and it's just coming to fruition in the beginning of this coming year. All right, keep going down. So as I said, here's the ingredients in the vibrancy essences. We've got light infused water. We've got the flower essences. If you've ever heard of the Bach flower remedies, Dr. Bach perfected emotional states of trauma and found a flower that antidoted those particular states. There are 38 unique formulations in the Bach flowers. There happens to be 38 unique physical formulas of the vibrancy signature essences. So keep going down. We also have the gems. Gems, like I remember the space shuttle used a ruby crystal in its satellite guidance system to get it from one part of orbit to another. Gems provide direction, how light flows. Let's keep on going down. And here's the little free little body map, also in black and white at the bottom of your packet. And I think I think that's the last one. Is that the last one, number 9? I think so. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, cool. So that's just a simple little black and white version. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions for me about this little exercise and how you can use the packet? Yeah, Nance.
So my question is, so everybody has 14 colors in their signature, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you were going to like practice those, would you start with the 14 first?
You know, I think it's always good when people are starting off. I always recommend, literally if you were a child and your parents were trying to help you love yourself, they would first give you positive reflection of your first 5 physical colors.
Okay.
And then in every 3 months, so that's the first 12 months of your life. So I oftentimes do the same thing when people get their initial vibrancy signature. They will get usually a 2-hour follow-up of what it means to have that beautiful physical blueprint running your physical life that's unique to you. So we always like to have people get strong and healthy in their 5 powers, doing the sounds, doing the affirmations, reading through the material, getting the essences, all of those things so you can start resonating with parts of you that I remember one time I had a client that had the color blue, and she said, "Oh, I hate the color blue. I just hate everything about the color blue." And about a year and a half later, when I met her, she was wearing this gorgeous blue muumuu. She's a big woman, blue muumuu. She goes, "I love blue." So she had a year and a half. And blue is the power of commitment and devotion and emotional transformation. And she stepped into her blueness fully. It's also from a healing point of view, when it was mentioned trauma earlier, it's a color that helps people through trauma because you don't want to be stuck in the past. Blue helps us emotionally learn from the past and move through the past into our present day life of devotion and commitment. So starting with your vibrancy signature colors is always a good thing. For those people that don't have their vibrancy signature, you can start with what power are you, when you look through the list, which powers are you feeling a little deficient in? Is your inspirational quotient high? Is your confidence a little waning? Is your power of fun a little, not having enough joy and fun in your life? So each of these powers has its own majesty. When Chai and I were developing the essences, we started taking the power of yellow. It was right around this time. It was a holiday time. And we went to a movie. On Thursday, we went to a movie. We went out for dinner. And at the end of that, we said, "Well, how was it for you?" She goes, "Oh, it's okay." "And how was it for you?" "Oh, it was okay." So everything was just kind of okay. The dinner was okay. The movie was kind of okay. Everything was just kind of okay. And the next day we took yellow essence and did the same thing. We went to a movie. We went to eat out, and everything. The conversation at the restaurant was fun. The movie was fabulous. The conversation afterwards was fabulous. It was all we were like resonating with joy. So it could have been a lousy movie and a lousy meal, but we wouldn't have known it because we just felt so much joy and fun inside ourselves. And that's what it's like when you start to resonate inside these powers within your own nature. Other questions? Yeah, John?
So, Jamie, you explained how the first 5 physical colors come in the first year, every 3 months.
Yeah.
What about the other 9, the inner colors? When do those come in?
Sure. So basically every 3 months, so at 15 months, 18 months, and 21 months, your emotional development's happening. Literally, you're starting to crawl a little bit in life. And then at 24 months, when your communication colors come in, this is when kids start to talk. 24, 27, and 30 months are all the communication trio of colors. And then cognitively, when a little kid's going, why, that's 33, 36, and 39 months. So literally every child, this is like watching a child's soul development happen in the first year of life, the emotional crawling into the world, emotionally engaging, all the giggling and smiling, communicating at that 2-year-old starting, and then a 3-year-old starting to be interested mentally in everything. I want to know how it all works. Come on. And so can you imagine being a parent, having that knowledge and understanding? My parents, not always of just that young, but of teenagers and everything else, say this is the best tool they've ever found for understanding how to raise their family, because every child is different. I'll give you one example of a parent, and two of her girls she had three girls. Two of the girls had very similar vibrancy signatures as her. And then she had another daughter that was essentially their method for getting up in the morning was time to go, get on your clothes, eat your food, and get out the door. And the mom and two of the girls could do that literally in like 10, 15 minutes. But this one girl started crying, the one daughter started crying and being upset. This is too rushing. This is not my pace of life. I don't like this at all. And when she learned that girl's vibrancy signature, she gave that daughter an hour and a half before she had to be out the door. She took a bath. So just understanding that all people have different paces, different needs, different temperaments. So whether you're a teacher, whether you're a colleague, whether you're a friend, whether you're a parent, when you know the vibrancy signature of who you're supporting and engaging with, it gives you all access to how they feel loved, how they feel supported, how they feel seen. If you parent them the way you needed to be parented, you're kind of missing the boat with what they really need. That might be what you need, but it isn't necessarily what they need. So this is a language for really understanding the uniqueness of those that you love.
What a beautiful way to conclude. And I know that all of us wish we had way, way, way more time to keep exploring this with you. Jamie, thank you so much for sharing this with us today. It's so exciting to spend this time with you and to have all these tools now that we get to dig into and play with and sing and say crazy sounds.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. It was a pleasure, always. Thank you.
Fascinating and wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I hope everyone is feeling energized from that wise and inspiring conversation. And before we move ahead to our closing with Sheila, I just want to let you all know about some exciting content that's coming up here at Living Whole Online. So just so you know, Catherine has been recording a series of new podcasts called Living Whole with ... And these are a chance for us to continue exploring what it means to be living whole. I hope you enjoyed the ones we added in the past few weeks with Neil Barnard and Lance Kearse. Today we present a new podcast in this series with Jamie and Catherine. So obviously relevant to what we've been talking about today. It builds on the podcast that was already on the website, and we think that you will want to listen to them both. And coming up is a great song by Bill Shantz that is a perfect perfect little start for any road trips that you might have coming up with your family during the holidays. It's called Family Vacation. You can also look forward to another song with Steve Hayes, an uplifting and humorous one called Wings of Song. We also have more content coming from Tiffany Sankary, who will be back with another Feldenkrais lesson, and this one is focused on looking up and down. During our next TLC, which is Sunday, January 11th, Dr. Leanne Campbell will join us and we will begin a new seasonal theme. So say goodbye to Fullness and say hello to Starting Fresh. Last month, her son, Stephen Disla, talked with us about regenerative environmentalism, sustainability, sustainable farming. Leanne is the president of the Center for Nutrition Studies, and her father, Dr. T. Colin Campbell, established this center to support the health of people, animals, and Mother Earth throughout his research into whole plant-based food. Leanne will share with us all that this important organization is doing to fulfill his mission, and this mission that connects to so much that we believe in here. We also have some big news coming up and a save the date announcement. So as much as we all love a webinar and a chance to be together this way, it's very different from being together in person, and that is the ultimate goal. So we are planning an in-person Living Whole immersion retreat, July 12th through 17th. So this summer coming up. It's the first one we've done since the pandemic. The location is Linfield University in Oregon, about an hour from Portland. So soon we'll be sending you more info about that, and all the info will be up on the website and everything. But for now, save the dates and consider that this could be an amazing holiday gift for yourselves and your loved ones. There will be many more surprises as well coming up at Living Whole Online.
Yeah,
I'm also going to just give you a little bit of info in the chat on where you can reach out to us about that retreat if you're interested.
Yeah, just to highlight, Lance is here, and there was a nice podcast that he and I did. So if you haven't listened to it yet, please do. And his film, The Monster Within, is also on the website now. It's a very, very powerful film. Lance, thank you so much for sharing all of your talents and gifts with us. And John Drennan, John and I just did a podcast, so that one will be coming up soon. So lots of exciting things to do. In terms of this amazing retreat that's happening, Sheila is going to be one of our facilitators, and Bill Shantz is going to be one of our facilitators. So, and there may be even more happening. We'll see how things go. We'll see how many people sign up. The more people sign up, the more facilitators we can add, and the more exciting things that we can do together in July in Oregon. I want to thank all of you for participating in this wonderful Sunday TLC gathering. And well, one of our main reasons for creating Living Whole Online is so we can meet together and have conversations in person in July and here in cyberspace every month. So now let's turn to Sheila and her candy cane shirt and our clothes.
Perfect. All right, let me bring you up here, Sheila. Go.
All right. I would say if you haven't muted yourself, it would be nice if you did, because then we can breathe together and sigh together and hum together and integrate this wonderful discussion. Jamie, you're such a yogi. I know that that's not in your resume, but I would name you that. These practices that you are sharing with us are so yogic in nature. And, yoga, the word means union, to join or to yoke together. And this idea of being able to pull in all the different aspects and parts of who we are and find a sense of balance. It's such a critical practice for all of us. And it can be as close as your next breath, because the breath is that wonderful anchor to the present moment. And that idea, Jamie, that you had of the spaciousness, the openness, the shake it out, like this is what we're doing. We're making more room and more space to experience our true selves. And in the ancient yogic tradition, it's said that yoga dissolves the veils that obscure your bright light. So each and every one of us has a light to shine. And each and every one of us will do that in our unique and beautiful way. So we have maybe 9 minutes or so to stretch, to breathe, to be, and then to transition out into the rest of this day, and dare I say, the holidays as they are here. So if it's comfortable for you, in your seat, I would say sit more towards the edge of your chair so that your feet are on the ground. Union, connection to the earth beneath you. Let your arms dangle down and feel the shoulders just kind of soften. You can wriggle them out a little bit. How about this? Take your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back and down. And then do that again. Take them up and back and down. And this time add a sigh. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Ah, beautiful. Now reach your arms to T position. Turn your palms up, stretch out your fingertips, and imagine a long line of energy from one hand to the other, straight through the heart of compassion and love and acceptance. And on an inhale, reach your arms up, breathe in. Turn the palms out, exhale with a sigh, the arms come down alongside your body or chair. Inhale, open wide, reach. Exhale, let the arms come down. Nice. One more time, connecting breath and movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring the arms down, but wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a squeeze. All of those amazing points in the back of the body, in the front of the body, the meridians, the channels of energy, the nadis, as we call them in yoga. Just give yourself a hug, a squeeze, and tell yourself, I'm confident, I am amazing, I am safe, all is well. This is a good day. And then tuck your chin and curl in like you're turning your attention to that inner landscape and stretching out and releasing any tension held in the spine and the back body. And then inhale, come up. And as you do, the arms reach skyward and tip your head back and look up towards the sky, through the roof, wherever you are, towards the sky, towards the heavens. And then let those hands come slowly down. Beautiful. Put your right hand by your knee. Let the left arm come up, and you're going to stretch over to the right. Yes. And then come up and exhale over to the other side. Yoga is movement. Yoga invites us to be joyful in our bodies, to quiet the mind. Good. And then reach those arms out to T again, and then move your fingers the same way we were kind of doing, like this. Just move your fingers and your wrists and your elbows, and then shake them out. Shake it out. that releasing through the fingertips. What a great idea to just visualize that kind of letting go. So good, so good. Now take your hands laced behind the back of your head. Jamie, I have so much to learn from you because I'm feeling like all these points in place. I'm like, ooh, what color is that? And then tuck your chin and round down once again. And then inhale, bring your head up and tip your head back and let your heart shine and let the space around that heart just open towards the sky, shining your light. Look forward. Release the hands. Let them rest in your lap and then close your eyes. And just again, as we did in the beginning, breathe. This breath that's always with you. This gift of life force energy, prana, flowing freely through the body. As Jamie said, when we have constriction, it can create pain and stress. So these practices of breath and movement allow you to let your light shine, to honor the beauty of who you are, and to regenerate ourselves in a very simple way so that we can be our most radiant, magnificent selves, and we can support and share with others, shining that inner light. The more you are in alignment with yourself, the more that you can easily connect with others, and that alignment happens energetically. Just imagine that. Breathing in, tuning in as you check in, always taking some time regularly. What do you need to strengthen your humanity? At the heart of our practices is finding a sense of belonging. We belong here. A beautiful teaching from the ancient yogis, an invitation to love wholeheartedly. Be surprised and give thanks and praise to discover the fullness of life. The holidays are here. A time to gather, give thanks, give gifts, be generous, be open to receive. It can be a part of many of our family traditions. And at this time, I invite you to consider the Sanskrit word, which is santosha, contentment, with gratitude and the grace that follows. Once again, a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. Cultivating our own sense of fullness allows us to rest in the present moment, letting go of how we think things should be or how they were in the past. This can help us to spark a motivation to create more memories of time well spent with our loved ones, time spent in nature, time spent to nourish our hearts and spirits. The yoga practice says, remember who you are. 100% human, 100% divine. folding your hands to the heart in the namaste position, like a prayer position if that's comfortable, or you could place a hand and then the other at the heart space. At this time, remembering our interconnectedness, we can also take the time to reach out to be of service and support to others. Considering the words in this beautiful metta meditation, you've probably heard me share this before. In yoga, we call it Maitri, loving kindness. It's a powerful prayer. Taken in these words and then share them out in your mind's eye. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. And may we have the courage and the compassion in this lifetime to help alleviate the suffering of all sentient beings. And then gradually letting your eyes open. Once again, check out your friends on the Zoom screen and we say namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. And have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for that. That was wonderful. And I know we're at the end of our session, so I just want to say to everyone, thank you all for being here. It has been a wonderful session. It's lovely to be with you. We hope you have a great month, wonderful holidays, and a safe ringing in of the new year, 2026. We look forward to being with you again at the same time in your local time zone, whatever time this is, Sunday, January 11th, which will be our next Sunday TLC. And if you're not on our mailing list but would like to be, please let me know in the comments. Just give me your email address and oh.
His teammates all listen. He's a fiery guy. He couldn't be further from Shawnee's field.
Not sure where that sound is coming from. If anyone knows and is able to mute, that would be great. But otherwise, just let me know if you want to be added to the email list. I'll add you. We send 1 email a week, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Otherwise, feel free to sign off if you're ready, and we will be moving you to the waiting room. Thank you all.
Holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Sheila's mom, I think.
Mom.
Have a great one.
Nice to see everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Thank you all so much. Let me get myself organized here. Have a lovely rest of your day. Ta-ta for now.
Bye, Mom.